Welcome to iRose, and on this channel I talk about addiction and life after addiction, because yes, there is life after addiction. So today I wanted to talk about my insomnia after getting clean from drugs and alcohol. I was an addict for approximately 10 years. It started with alcohol, and then it moved on to like weed, then cocaine, and then Adderall. I mean, that's pretty much everything. I did some other things. They weren't such a big part of my life as alcohol, cocaine, and Adderall were. So those were the big players in my life. They were uppers, but I could still sleep pretty well. I would stay up really late and then just sleep during the day. I was a server for a really long time, so that schedule was okay. I wasn't expecting to not to be able to sleep after getting clean. I thought that everything was gonna be great. You know, I was gonna be really healthy, and like, I didn't even think about sleep would be an issue. Like, honestly, why would that be a thing? But little did I know that that's a symptom of withdrawal. So I was on substances for so long. I slept a lot. I mean, I think there would be days that I would sleep. After deciding to quit drugs and alcohol, I really wanted to be as healthy as I possibly could. So this meant that I was more conscious of what I was eating and drinking and everything, and any even like over-the-counter drugs that I would take. Like, I wanted to be aware of that. I had insomnia, and I'm like, what am I gonna do, you know? I decided that I was gonna try melatonin, because our body produces melatonin, and so that was like my natural instinct, was to go for that supplement. I would take 10 milligrams every night, and it honestly like did nothing for me. So then I tried to take 2. And that's just such a horrible idea. That's like the worst. I was like so dopey, and just I could not even get out of bed for like the next day, and it was just a headache, like a big fat migraine. So I don't recommend taking more than the recommended dose of melatonin. So I would try sleepy time teas and chamomile. All that did was just make me have to go to the bathroom. So it would wake me up even more. You know, I would have to actually get up and go to the bathroom. And then I had read that working out was a great idea, because I think it's supposed to give you more energy, but it's also supposed to help with your sleep. But it didn't help with my sleep. I like to work out anyways, so I still do that, but in regards to sleep, it didn't have any effect for me that I noticed. So then I was like, this isn't working, this natural stuff is not working, let's just go to the Dollar Tree and get some sleeping pills. So I did that, and they probably weren't the best quality, obviously. I mean, they were $1 for a bunch of them. Like, the dose was 2 pills, and I decided just to take 1 because I knew that they're strong. And I didn't want to be knocked out for the whole next day to really scare my body with that. So then I was taking sleeping pills, and like, they were definitely helping. I was sleeping, you know, but I was really drowsy the next day. So it was just a vicious cycle. It wasn't a long-term fix. I was like, I have to keep weaning off of this. So then I took it a couple times a week, and I just stopped. After that, I don't use sleeping pills ever anymore. I have a prescription for anti-anxiety medication. I was diagnosed with anxiety when I was 19, when I went away for college. Then it kind of went away when I moved back home the following year. I really got anxiety when I started taking these uppers like cocaine and Adderall. So then I would be taking anti-anxiety medication while I was taking these uppers. So I would take, you know, the Adderall to wake up all day or all night or whenever I wanted it. And then I would take the anxiety medicine to calm down. It was nasty, because then I was always on drugs, like all the time. I would naturally take my anti-anxiety medication at night, because that's when I have the most anxiety. So then I noticed that it would make me really drowsy, and I just was like, oh, well, this is like a 2-for-1 then, because I have anxiety and I need to sleep, and so this is really helpful. So then I started taking that every night, even if I didn't have anxiety, and I did that for about a month. And like, that's just a lot for me, just because I don't like to take that medication, because I just really don't like to take any prescriptions, really. Technically, I wasn't abusing it, because that was my dosage. My prescribed dosage was 0.5 of Klonopin for each day. So technically it wasn't like abusing it, but for me it felt like I was, because I wasn't having a panic attack. I would take half of a pill, and then I just stopped taking it. And now I only take it when I have bad anxiety, which leads me to my next point, which is what helped reduce my anxiety was actually quitting caffeine. That was a big deal. Like most people, you know, I would drink caffeine every day and like way more than I probably should. But like for me, I was really sensitive to it, and it would give me all this anxiety and make me scared for my life and make me feel like I was on drugs again. So giving that up like really reduced my anxiety, my panic attacks. Like I really don't get them during the day, and if I do, I'm able to manage them with breathing and just other ways of just knowing that I'm safe. So another thing that worked was reading. Reading, I didn't even have to read that long. And it's just a good habit too. So I was sober and reading, which is like a whole level up than before, you know. I don't really read as much. That's not like a staple in my routine. What I do in place of that now is journal. So I journal every night. You can actually check out my routine that I have in A Day in the Life of a Recovering Addict video. And there I show you my routine where I journal every night, and then I meditate, and then I'm able to fall asleep. So yeah, journaling just really is helpful to like get all the poop from your brain out. All the waste that you don't need, that you like I would carry around with me, you know, because I don't really have anyone that I talk to about this stuff in my daily life. I don't know if a lot of people do. If you do, you're very lucky. I used to not want to put the bad in my journal because I felt like that was just like bringing negative energy with me, and I didn't want to remember it. But I've realized now that like it's good to put out the bad. It's not even bad, but it's just like the irritating stuff. Good to remember that stuff and remember like what I went through and how I've overcome it. So I do include that now in my journaling. It's part of my routine where it helps make me tired, I guess, too. So it relaxes my brain. The biggest whoa was meditation. Like, whoa, meditation. It's just been like the biggest thing for me to help me fall asleep. Like if I don't do it before I go to bed, I don't know if I'll be able to fall asleep. Like I don't even want to chance it anymore. And you don't even have to be a good meditator to do it. I just started when the lockdown, so like March of 2020, I just became more mindful and decided that I wanted to do this for myself. Like I had more time, I was laid off, and I had more time for me. So I decided that I was going to meditate, and I wanted to do it my way because the people who are like sitting like this, you know, like that's just not comfortable for me. And maybe one day I will. Like I know that that's how you're supposed to meditate, so your spine is aligned and your chakras are all aligned and cleared. But for me, it's just uncomfortable. I don't know. I lay down in bed and I put Hertz music on, it's 639 Hertz, and that's like the love frequency. So it brings love into your life. I also listen to guided meditations, which are really helpful for clearing like specific blocks in my life. And I use them occasionally when I want to clear my chakras. And I want to share with you some of my favorite music that I listen to clear the energy. The links will be left down below in the description box, so you can check those out. I've just listened to a bunch of them, and they just are repeatedly my favorite. I don't even mean to fall asleep like during meditation, because I actually have to meditate without my animals in the room because they distract me and they want to like cuddle and stuff. So I have to put them in their kennel that they share, and then I bring them back out when I'm done. But there are sometimes like I'll just get so relaxed in meditating that I'll fall asleep. But that's not my goal of meditating. It's just to wind down, so then I'm able to get them back in the room and cuddle with them. Meditation is like woohoo, woohoo! Yes, you know, it's just super big. It doesn't always work because this mind is always working. It's just always racing, especially at night. Like I said, that is when I have the most anxiety. The weekend I don't have as much, but I don't know. It's something about a work night, the night before you go to work, that a little bit more anxious for me. In the case that meditation doesn't work, I will use mantras. And I always pretty much just use the same one, which is I am safe. I just get really scared. I don't know what it is. I found that sometimes I have to sleep with a light on too because I get so nervous. I know. My anxiety is a result of cocaine use, and it's just something that I have to deal with, but there are ways to cope, like using mantras. So I just use I am safe, and then it really helps me ingrain that in my mind. I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. And it makes it so I can't think about anything else because I'm safe, you know? And you know, sometimes thoughts do pop in, but I just keep repeating it, and eventually I just wear myself out, I guess, because I fall asleep. And then if I'm not worried about like my safety, sometimes I'll think and ruminate about like what happened that day, like if someone annoyed me or if I should have said this. So then I will say the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That has been really helpful in getting me to just forgive other people and forgive myself. Prayer is just really helpful in getting your brain waves down and relaxed too, because you're just in a state of being thankful. You're not wound up as much, so I found that prayer definitely helps. This is my own experience. If you have any problems with your health, I definitely recommend going to see a doctor and seeing how they can help you with sleep insomnia. Know that insomnia after addiction is common. With the right steps, you're able to reduce the insomnia and get on a more sleepful, restful pattern every night and feeling refreshed. I didn't know what it was, and I still didn't know for like a year until I was like, oh, it was my addiction, you know? So yeah, I just launched a blog and I actually have a post on this, so you should check it out. And I have some other tips on how you can fix your insomnia. They're kind of like not mainstream tips. These are just from my own experience. So please check it out. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.